Welcome. This is my okay. I don't want to do breaking news. They got other people who do all that shit right there. If anybody who know me hard body. They know I fuck with sports, a lot of sports. But certain, you know, especially basketball. Obviously, you see, I'm from Southern California, and I'm changing that shit. Um, these niggas suck right now, but I could get into that in a whole nother different thing. Um, but I really, because I do music, I'm insane poetry. Okay, make sure first of all, before we go in there, if you fuck with me on any level, I don't care. I'm just doing my thought process. I'm not even trying to do. I'm not trying to make money off this shit or on that. I'm not finna sit up here for 3 hours and try to talk shop, whatever. I got too much to do, so I'm not gonna do that. But I want to be able to talk to my people. And it's like if people like I already know I do music, so certain people that fuck with my music is not fucking with no sports shit on that note. So I know that. But the people that are, or the people who really like fuck with me and they know I'm with the sports shit, you know that breaking news that Tom Brady has officially retired is huge. It's just huge. It's huge for the sport of football. I mean, it affects a lot of other sports and anything else because you have soccer, you have baseball, you have all these dudes that have supposed goats in their shit. And on some real last time, in my day, the last goat was Michael Jordan. Last goat was Michael Jordan. There has not been a goat since then until Tom Brady. And I'm like, first of all, I'm just gonna tell you straight up to get to it, to chop it up. We're gonna get to it. I had to throw this on just to let you know I'm gonna support my niggas is losing. They may not even make the playoffs, but if they do, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna get far unless a whole mental change and you're dealing with old heads, and it's like then it becomes they they need some youngster when you watch the Phoenix and shit, all that. But that's NBA. I'm gonna slide away from that. I'll do that on another one. But right now we want to talk about the one and only quarterback GOAT. I don't care who you throw up there. The one and only quarterback GOAT. Tom Brady. Salute to you, brother. All 22 years. You know, 7 Super Bowl rings. You know, I don't know how many MVPs you had. I think 3. Um, Pro Bowls. It's just unsurmountable what you've done for less. It's like we don't get it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, straight up for the first, I don't know, until they got Randy Moss, I wasn't fucking with Patriots, none of that shit. I wasn't really fucking with it. I was just like everybody else. I was tired of seeing this dude win, you know. And that's the craziest thing. That's a preface on what we should really focus on is like how people get tired of you winning. And all you doing is just being genuine to the energy. You know what I'm saying? So it makes you want to think, wow, man, when I do good, they hate me. It's like, what the fuck is that, bro? It's like you're supposed to inspire people and children to want to do really good. And it's like, I think let's start off like this. After 22 years, you should, okay, 22, you got to be saluted. First of all, before you got to Tampa, salute to you, Tom Brady, real shit. I mean, I was one of your biggest haters, no question. I never did it on here. That's fucking weird. I never did that shit. I don't care. I never cared about it. But um, I saw your training camp video, and I was like, how is this dude from Michigan? This dude from Michigan, like. But I didn't do any homework on how you work. Like I'm from Southern California, where football sports is embedded in the family. So in families down there. So it's like we knew who you were, but we didn't know who you were, bro. It's like crazy. And it's like to see You go from that to fighting for, and you was a better quarterback than the starters on Michigan back then when you was a backup, and then they put you in a scenario and you fucking lit it up, and you still wasn't even, they didn't give you respect in the draft. You know what I'm saying? And here we go. Belichick took a chance on you for some odd reason. It was something about you that you guys lined up and bam, and all of that, and then so you got that going on, and you got Drew Bledsoe. This is going back, So you got Drew Bledsoe, who was manning the quarterback position over there in New England. And really, I really wasn't even fucking with New England like that, really, because I was a Cowboy. I mean, I'm a Cowboy fan, low key. A fucking a Raider fan, low key. I know my Denver people gonna hate me, but I'm from LA. You can't even be mad at me because I'm a representative. I'm not from the turf. I'm not gonna never switch up, bro. I love, I was happy that Tebow came here because that was the first time I ever started liking Denver. It's when Tebow came, but really, I had never been to Denver but once in my life. Prior to that, that's a whole nother different story. I'll get into that on my how I met series that I'll be doing. Yes, yeah. Big shout out to my man Kerry Frost, but um when Denver to me was like an enemy. You're not an enemy, but it was odd. So it's like I'm from LA. We like the Oakland Raiders. I'm from the Oakland Raider days and stuff like that. Then when it came to LA, that's why you see Ice Cube and all these everybody they needed something. That's why the Rams is lit right now in LA because LA needed something. But we were so focused on the Raiders at the time, and for me, I supported the Raiders even though I was a Cowboy fan because I had no AFC team outside of the Pittsburgh Steelers that I was really low key fucking with. And the reason being all of that, you're going to be saying whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't give a fuck. My dad was a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. My first game was watched. I think it was a Super Bowl. I watched, when I addicted to football. I was young, super young. My dad, it was a Pittsburgh Steeler game. It was, Terry Bradshaw's for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think Roger Staubach, and and all the different other nuances that was Drew Pearson, and all these, and I just. I saw my dad like this, and I was just different. I was like, I like the blue and silver, I like the colors, but I like black and gold too. I ended up going to a high school that had black and gold. Shout out to Cerritos High School. We'll get back to that later. But anyway, I was enamored by that Dallas Cowboy team. But me and my dad and my young brother, big shout out to my bro Wendell, DAL, dangerous ass lunatic, I'm saying, old school shit. Wendell was a fucking Philadelphia Eagle fan. So you got two Pennsylvania teams in the household. My dad, Steelers, my brother, Eagles, and I'm Dallas. It's like the crazy energy was from that. But I ended up going to high school in Cerritos High School in Cerritos, California, and their colors was black and gold. So there's so much intertwined in that. And then my dad, reason why I'm a low key Ram fan, I'm just gonna keep it 100, is like low key. I root for them regardless unless they playing my team. If they ain't playing my team, it is what it is. I root for them. But low key, I root for the Rams is because my dad took me to my first spring thing, with after in between the season, he took me to a Rams thing like years, and I got to meet James Harris, the quarterback, first black quarterback. Got my shit signed from that shit. Deacon Jones, R.I.P. Rest in peace. Deacon Jones, crazy. I had to tell us. I got older. I met Deacon Jones in a John Wayne Airport, Orange County, California. Met that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. The female, everybody, he was lit. He was in there lit. And I was like, bruh, you signed my joint when I was a young. When I was a little tidbit. And he signed the joint off. And I showed, man, love. And it's like, he was just bought me like a couple shots before my flight left. And it's like, bam. And, later on he passed away. But, salute, rest in peace, big dog. Hey, but my dad was, a part of that. He was like, that's why I could never shit on the Rams. Even when they won with Kurt Warner, it's like Kurt Warner's story was so dope. But Kurt Warner was never Tom Brady, bro. Like on some real shit. You guys know this. Tom Brady has done shit in 22 years you never thought was gonna happen. And I hated this nigga. I hated Tom Brady all up until the year he got Randy Moss, bro. Randy was different. I followed Randy outside of Marshall, college. Randy was different. He was different. Randy went to Minnesota. I seen him and Dante Culpepper pull off some of the most dopest stuff ever. And I'm like, they going to the Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl. And then Atlanta stepped in their way. And then Atlanta come up short to who? John Elway and the Broncos, Shannon Sharp. I could not be as happy for Denver. That was the first time I was happy for Denver because I was like, holy shit, you back-to-back one. Really, they did a back-to-back. No, I didn't know anybody done that. I don't think anybody in football done that because I was kind of rooting for them to do it. And they did it because I was mad because it was Atlanta Falcons. I didn't like Falcons at the time. Deion wasn't there. I was like, no, I was really super driven on the Minnesota Vikings, Dante Culpepper and Randy Moss. So when Randy Moss ended up being on the Patriots, a team I hated, let me tell you why I hated. Because of the Raiders was on their way to the Super Bowl. And one of my favorite players on the Raiders, Charles Woodson, Michigan University. Love Charles Woody. Man, that was my favorite player. He played on the Raiders. And like I said, low-key was fucking with the Raiders, hard body. So it's like they from the city, bro. You rep where you rep, bro. I know some niggas that live in San Francisco that don't fuck with San Francisco. And I know some dudes that live in Dallas don't fuck with Dallas. They'll fuck with San Francisco. That's what it is. One of my homies, big shout to Class. But Class ain't the only one that I know that was like that liked they really about a different city's football team, but so I like I said, the combination of Randy Moss and Tom Brady created an energy that I had never seen in football. And for them to get beat by the Giants, I could see the energy, and I still was low key like, I'm mad at you, bro, because the whole Tuck rule was based off you, bro. The whole Tuck rule was based off you. So, we kind of burnt out about that, being from LA. But when you go through the years and you see, and what changed me over, bro, was Bill Belichick trying to get rid of dude and trying to replace him with Jimmy Garoppolo. And it was like that shit, and to see that old boy had to take a deflate game shit. You know how weird that shit sounds in football, dog? Like if you checked out any athlete, they never comment about the deflate shit because that shit is goofy as fuck, bro. It was like y'all trying to tarnish this dude. And then when, you got your coach trying to, he ain't trying to let you loose and free, man. Sooner or later, that dude had to skate. Yeah, he got 6 championships through Bill Belichick, but how many? Remember that one he lost when he threw for over 500 yards? Man, come on. The GOAT is the GOAT, bro. Because here's the real. Once he left New England, no district New England, they had their moment. Because it's over with now. Buffalo finna ramshack y'all niggas. It's what it is. You got to hold it down. You got to hold it down for a minute. But you'll be back, but you got to hold it down. But right now, Buffalo on that head, they on that neck, bro. They on that neck. They on your cabeza, bro. They on all that. So, truth be told, dude goes to Tampa Bay, flips a team. He knew, he scouted it out. He goes to a warmer environment. He can control a lot more scenarios. And he had players that believe you don't get to go won 6 championships and you don't abide by the motherfucking scenario when you ain't won nothing but one and you weren't even around. Warren Sapp was there, and that shit was given to John Gruden because they didn't want to get a credit to the coach prior to him, bro. He was like, come on, man. Y'all niggas is weird with that shit. But anyway, Tom goes and flips that shit around and creates champions out of the Bucks, bro. First year. Salute to the GOAT, man. That's all I gotta say. Peace and love to everybody out there who watch, sports for the right moment. Don't get all crazy. You trying to fight me? Yeah, it's passionate. Yeah, I'm competitive, nigga. But a loss is a loss, bro. Hold it down. I'm a Cowboy fan. I've been holding it down for 20-something years, bro. Trust. One time. And I got to deal with this shit too. Love y'all. Let me see how I get out of here.